don't talk about this part of the story.
Woo, I wonder what assumptions she has this week. Let's see if we can figure it out.
Genesis 2:18, God says that Adam needs a suitable helper because Adam is just in the garden by himself at this point.
Right, because God cared about him. He didn't want him to be alone.
So straight off the bat, the all-knowing God created Adam by himself first, not knowing that Adam was going to need a helper.
Your assumption was that he didn't know, but we see a lot of examples of Jesus intentionally setting up tests, and yes, I believe that Jesus is God, and he intentionally will ask people questions to get them to show faith or to show that he can be trusted. That's no different here. God was making a point to Adam, showing him he needed someone, showing him he needed a counterpart, because marriage is supposed to be a symbol of the union that we will one day have with God. And so this is meant to be an ongoing testimony to God's plan for all of human history. It's an important moment. Let's get it right.
Then, in an effort to find a helper for Adam, God brings all the animals to him and Adam names them. But God doesn't find a suitable helper for Adam.
Or rather, God shows Adam that there are no suitable helpers. It doesn't say that God couldn't find one, it just says there were none. Moses is helping you understand what God is doing.
Not only did God not know that Adam was going to need a helper,
There's an assumption.
but now he also didn't know that the animals wouldn't be much help either.
And there's another one. You're always assuming God doesn't know these things. In order for that to be true, you'd have to believe God is real. And if God is real, then you should probably look a little deeper into the word that claims to be written by him.
So then God puts Adam to sleep and makes Eve.
Yes, and that's a beautiful picture. Think of it. You've got a man who is unconscious, and then God takes a lump of flesh from his side, a rib, and forms his bride. This is absolutely meant to be a prophetic moment, because it's like when Jesus died and was pierced in his side, and piercing his side, his death, brings about his bride, the church. This is all intentional.
This is what I mean when I say this God is not operating like he's all-knowing. There's a lot of experimenting going on here.
No, there's a lot of intentional teaching going on. Some teachers use object lessons.
This is what I was talking about when I said Genesis 2 was like an experiment for God. How does the all-knowing one not know a damn thing about what his creation needs?
He does. He knows they need to see it for themselves.
How did he not know that he wouldn't find a suitable helper for Adam within the animals?
He knew. He just wanted Adam to come to that conclusion because guess what? Unlike modern day humans, God didn't assume that ancient humans were more stupid than us.
Why was he searching through the animals first? Why does he not know anything?
He knows everything, and certainly more than you because he wrote a whole book. You have yet to prove any of your assumptions.
There's just a bunch of, well, let's see what'll happen going on.
Nope, none of that.
And this also goes against the whole idea that from the beginning of time all the way to the end is all according to God's plan, because it doesn't sound like he even knows the plan.
Well, I already proved that wrong by showing the connection between Adam and Jesus. Seemed very plan-like to me.
From the beginning, it doesn't sound like he knows the plan. Much like in Genesis 6 when he sends the flood. If God knew the plan from the beginning to the end, he would know that eventually he was going to have to send Jesus to save people from their sins.
Yes, he did. That's called prophecy.
Meaning he would have also known that this flood he was about to do wasn't going to cleanse the world of wickedness.
Oh, okay. Well, that is a genuine misunderstanding. I won't fault you for that. So the wickedness that he wanted to cleanse was the current wickedness because it was so pervasive. You have to understand God's perspective. Every time these people die, if they're wicked, where are they going? Are they going to go to paradise or not? So if everybody on the planet, for the most part, was wicked and they had kids and they had kids and they had kids and they had kids, where would all of them go? So God was actually stopping the onslaught of people destined for eternal death. And yet somehow people want to call him cruel for that.
He'd know that if he knew the plan. So maybe he doesn't know the plan.
His plan is just beyond your comprehension. But hopefully, if you watch this video, you're comprehending a little more.
He's not operating like he knows the plan. And I'm just pulling this straight from the holy text itself.
No, you're pulling it out of somewhere, but it isn't the holy text. Because you're not even bothering to try to find out what the answers are. You're looking for reasons to not believe and coming up with your own criticisms without even bothering to see if there is an explanation. And I know that because I've critiqued many of your videos. That's what you always do. But I will say, I'm always impressed with people in the comments. They're very eager to pray for you. I just hope that one day you'll give up your pride and actually let God talk to you for once.
In just this first book, Genesis, he's experimenting, failing, regretting things, making mistakes,
Assumptions, 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 assumptions with no evidence.
and having to use the rainbow to remind himself not to flood the earth again, as stated in Genesis 9:15. Yeah, the rainbow wasn't a sign for the humans, it was a sticky note for God that says, remember the covenant, don't flood them again.
Why do you hate a God so much that you don't believe in? It was for us. Noah had just literally gone through a cataclysmic event. Everyone he knew besides his immediate family was dead. He needed some reassurance that God wasn't going to do it again. It was meant to be as a comfort for them. Every time they looked up and saw it, they would remember that's not going to happen this time.
These are things that an all-knowing and all-powerful God would never do.
Says a woman who's not an all-knowing and all-powerful God.
Especially if he's in charge of everything and he's the one that made the plan. Like, y'all say he's in charge and he knows all, but he ain't acting like it, and this is just the first book.
Oh, sure he is. He's just not doing what you think he should do. And thank goodness you're not God. None of us are qualified to be God.